Hi YouTube, it's Akilah, obviously, and I'm here with ROSIANNA.
Hello.
And we're drinking this drink that Tim made us. It's the coconut creamsicle margarita. Cheers! Cheers! Jennifer Egan wrote a book touted. That's a lot of things. I was trying to figure out what it was touted as. It's looking like Los Angeles Times says it's the smartest book you can get your hands on. So it's not a textbook, but it's a book.
You can touch
It's
it
pretty smart.
with your hands.
I feel smarter. What did you say it's about?
I guess like living in a populated space throughout the turn of the century. The most recent century.
It's like a slice of life about all of these characters and how they're intertwined and how they know each other in different parts of their lives. I didn't even say what the name of this book is. This book is called Visit from the Goon Squad.
Also, it won a Pulitzer.
All of these things, it won all of this. Oprah liked it.
Big deal. She's kind of a big thing, right?
ROSIANNA's not in America. She's in America. She's not from America. So Oprah's not as big of a deal in her heart. Oh God, I'm already drunk. Started reading it, and the first chapter is about a character named Sasha? Is it Sasha?
Yeah.
Who steals stuff? I guess I was a little confused because every chapter introduces a different character and is also from their perspective. After the first chapter, I was like, wait, we're not following that thief anymore. What is this book about?
But it's from their perspective, but not necessarily in that person.
Yeah,
like it's like first person, third person.
Yeah, it goes all over the place. Just starting with Sasha, I think she's a very interesting character. When you learn more about her in the later chapters and how she interacts with characters, it is surprising that she steals stuff.
I felt quite fond about her just because she was the first character you encounter in the book, and I think I kind of, in a way that really like biases you towards her.
Yeah,
the rest
absolutely.
Of the book.
I was like, she's
You're
the
like,
protagonist, right?
She's
like,
my friend.
She's the one I want to succeed.
Where in like so many ways she isn't the protagonist.
Benny.
Yeah.
He's a music producer. Yeah, he's like a big shot for music.
Or A&R.
Yeah, he's like the man. Yeah. And we see him at so many different parts in his life.
Because the timing is so crazy. It jumps around all the place.
Yeah, it's like they Tarantino the crap out of the story.
Yeah.
Like I want to rip the book in a few parts and like put it in order and see if it's
There's a wall here, we could just talk about it now. We'll come back in about, 7 years.
Stephanie, who
I liked quite a lot because I felt like she was she was like a rocker girl, and now through her husband's fame and success, she's in this community that she doesn't really like that much, and she's trying to assimilate into it. So I felt quite bad for her because she's trying really hard.
Yeah, she's doing everything she can to like fit in, but like they're just not meant to fit in with these people. These people are pretty terrible.
And I feel like a lot of the time we really raise up people who really rebel against that, and like in books and in film and whatever, we're like, oh, it's really cool that they kind of stood up for themselves, which is great, absolutely is great. But you also don't hear so much about the people who just like try really hard to
make it work
quietly.
Lou? Is that his name?
Oh.
Lou.
I do not like Lou.
No, he's crappy. He's introduced as a jerk and then he just stays a jerk. He doesn't care about anybody but himself.
At first I thought the Lou section was going to be kind of redemptive, but no. There's the really quiet one, Scotty.
Yes, Scotty.
Yeah.
He's like not in any of the, I love your accent. I'm sorry, I'm drinking. But you said Scotty and it was so sweet.
It's pretty good.
I tried my best.
Scotty.
Yeah, that was really good. He's like, when they're teenagers and they're in their band, they're not like, he's the one who's kind of an enigma. Like no one really knows what he's about. I guess his mom dies when he's young.
Yeah.
So then he's like, they think that's why he's so withdrawn. But then like when the chapter about him, like his personality, it's crazy. He is a very strange character.
It's like a proper eccentric.
I feel like I probably met him on the subway.
I feel like a lot of Jennifer Egan's writing reminds me of my favorite author, which is Zadie Smith. And that kind of populated writing, and at the moment, I would guess the last 10, 20 years, there's been so much like multiple narrative fiction.
Yeah, it's really gotten
That's so cool.
I have never read a book like this. Like I'm accustomed to seeing movies like this, but it's like one of those things where I'm just not well read enough to know, because I'm drunk. I'm not even done that much. I gotta catch up. There's not a plot. Like to ROSIANNA's point, it's really a snapshot of people's lives, so I can't say that the plot is good or bad. It's just, this is what these people live through for like 20 to 30 years. Like it's a pretty long spans of time. Spans.
I don't really.
Spans is not a word.
I don't really agree with the fact that you need a plot. I don't think plots.
Yeah, right. I think we're learning, and
because I'm so terrible at writing plots. So just like,
I feel like every plot has happened to some degree.
Oh, they have the 7 basic plots.
Even
like any
TV
story,
shows.
anything. There are 7
Scandal. You can't say
100%.
No.
Yeah.
I ship Fitz.
Really?
Oh, Litz. Oh, you don't love a Litz?
No. I love Jake.
Jake is the worst spy in the world.
Fitz
He
is
can't
terrible.
use the printer and he's a spy.
Fitz is the worst president in the world.
Yeah.
He just turns around and he's like, Olivia.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Like, you have to go to meetings. I've seen The West Wing. I know how this happens. Basically, all the men are incompetent. Anyway, this book.
This book. We read it. I'm so dizzy. I think my biggest hindrance when reading books, and this is like such a stupid hindrance, is that if there's more than 7 characters, I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like, this is an unpopular opinion, but when I read Harry Potter, I always forget who Hagrid is. Every time I'm like, isn't that the school they go to? I don't know. Why are there so many people?
Beautiful thing I've ever heard.
What do you mean Hagrid's stomping around? The school doesn't stomp? This doesn't make any sense. And this is why I can't read books with more than 6 characters.
So Stephanie, I think, possibly someone else, mentions like she goes to her office and sees this woman like working in the corner, and then like the next chapter goes into this one woman who's like mentioned in the background of the corner, and it's like so crazy and out of nowhere and yet fantastic.
Yeah, like, and it just like it has to exist because she was mentioned. This one's mostly from like Mindy's perspective, yeah.
Right.
Who's a very interesting character.
Yeah.
And she is in school for psychology, I believe.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of this has like definitions that she's come up with to like put Lou's family and her experience into boxes, which is super fascinating.
It's very university as well. Like with that whole thing of like needing to create a term for something, but also discovering this whole world of like construction and all that stuff.
Tipsy.
Construction. What do you think about this book as like discussing the state of mind in your 20s?
I think it helped me a lot to realize that like the things I do now will affect me in the future.
Right.
Which is like something, I'm not dense. Like I know that clearly I live a very linear life and I'm gonna die at some point. It's amazing to see the lives that are affected by minor things.
Yeah.
I think it's made me look at my friendships and relationships like so differently. To be like, oh, like you thought of it totally different and this is your entire life. And
kind of want all your friends to document it and then
like
the chapters. Put it all together.
Exactly. Let's do that for VidCon. Do you recommend this book?
Yes, absolutely. Especially if you love multiple narratives, but also if you haven't really read much like quote unquote literary fiction and you want to start, I think this is a really good book to start with. But also don't be too scared.
I mean, I do really love it. I think the music is really what stands out to me in this book. I mean, I think it's the one common thread that they all have is some people don't. They're like related to someone who's in music, I guess, so yeah. Music is part of the book, and I liked music, and I liked the book.
Music is the only consistent character.
Yeah. Ooh, God, we just really figured you out, Jennifer. Who you fooling? Jeez, my brain is not working right now. It's one of those books that I think surprised me every chapter. Okay, who am I gonna be introduced to next? And like, you would get pages into a chapter before knowing.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have to take my word for it. A Visit from the Goon Squad by Jennifer Egan. Thank you so much for being here, Rosianna.
Thanks for having me.
Getting tipsy, discussing this book.
Thanks to Tim for the delicious drink.
Tim for this delicious cocktail. Go to Rosianna's channel. We did a video there. We took some quizzes. So you can click on her face and her loveliness and check out the collab we did there. We did some fun stuff. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, like it below. Subscribe if you love me. Bye. this and I'm like, hello. Damn, good lord.